They say nothing in life is free, but here that goes out the window when a man is expected to give his time and energy to a woman.
Can a guy tell me why they can't just be like good and like help a girl out of like the goodness of their heart without like assuming something's gonna happen romantically between them? Okay, long story short, I literally have no one, so I asked a guy for help, okay? Just helping move something from point A to point B. And it's like, he assumed that like we were gonna get together. Like, what? And he's saying that he was like blindsided, all these things, and I'm like, dude, I literally thought you were doing this out of the goodness of your heart to help me. I'm like, why are you creating this image of me in your mind of like how something was gonna play out? Because he's like, you literally just told me that we need to see other people. I'm sorry, what? How are we seeing other people whenever we weren't even a thing? Oh my god, I literally am like baffled right now, and yeah.
There's obviously way more to this story that she's leaving out, but the biggest problem is right at the start, she opens by acting like men owe women unconditional help. And that is such a modern woman move. Nothing in life is free. If she thinks it's realistic for men to help women personally move for free that they're not good friends with or don't like them romantically, I've got a bridge to sell her. But here's the thing. She doesn't even believe that herself. She's playing dumb here. First, let's establish, okay, that she does not even see this guy as a good friend of hers because she said this. Long story short, I literally have no one, so I asked a guy for help. That tells you everything. In her own words, this guy isn't close to her. He's not family, clearly, and hopefully. He's not a real friend. He's just a guy. And if I had to guess, this is a guy she's probably been talking to, probably from a dating app, not someone she knows super well. And so now that we've established that, let me ask you this. Would she call movers and expect them to move this thing or her stuff or whatever for free out of the goodness of their hearts? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. She understands perfectly well that labor has value. So then the real question becomes, why did she expect this guy to do it for free? Because she knew she could. She knew she could leverage romantic or sexual interest to get what she wanted with plausible deniability. And that's what we see in front of us. Plausible deniability. The two, clearly, they were something. She just wants to pretend they weren't so she can play victim. Now, maybe she was using and manipulating him, but we know this wasn't some like random platonic thing between the two because she literally quotes him saying, "You told me we need to see other people." That's not a random thing. That came from somewhere. And you know what? Let's just grant it and say he completely misread the situation. Are we really going to shame him for that? He didn't harass her. He didn't threaten her. He helped her, and then he felt disappointed. That's it. Personally, though, I don't believe he misread it. I really don't. And women in general need to stop punishing men for normal human inference. Truly. Flip it for 2 seconds, all right? A man goes on TikTok saying, can a woman tell me why they can't just help a man out of the goodness of their heart without assuming something romantic is going to happen? And then he says, I literally have no one, so I asked a woman to cook for me because I don't have any cooking ware and don't know how. People would lose their minds. They'd say, what the hell is wrong with you? Why do you expect a woman to just do something for you out of the goodness of her heart? Why are you surprised she thought you liked her? You rejected her too, and now you're berating her? You're a piece of shit. But no, with women, there's this kind of expectation of male servitude. Chivalry, it's often called. The idea of chivalry at this point in time that so many people hold in their minds, that is now so far from its kind of patriarchal origin. It has been distorted and recreated. Chivalry and how people view it now effectively is a feminist belief. Typically, when people will talk about it, it is associated with, traditionalism, gender roles, patriarchy, and whatnot. But in the past, chivalry only worked because behind that special treatment given to women, there was sexism. Nowadays, the idea of chivalry that exists in everybody's minds, including feminists, is that there should be no sexism at all, and they're equal to you, but keep doing it because they have a vagina. Old school, real chivalry, at least in the way I understand it, even though you were opening doors and doing things for them, you weren't pedestalizing them. It was actually the opposite, right? There was an assumption of inferiority. And because of that inferiority, you did things for them. Whereas now it's do it because we're just supposed to treat them like goddesses. And that is feminism. It used to be special treatment because they weren't as capable as men in areas, and they had different roles in society, and the laws and the customs reflected that. Very different now. And that's a big reason, I believe, why chivalry lands so badly with modern women, because there's no masculine aura behind it anymore. There's no swagger, right? There's no authority. Actually, it comes off as inferiority. And the women, they feel it from, up there on the pedestal, and they hate it, and they know it should be you up there. And this is what male feminists will never understand, and what women will never admit to them. Egalitarianism isn't sexy. Gender differences are inherent, and women respond to men who aren't afraid to act like it.